Can you imagine thousands of kids every year impacted for Jesus? What a great ministry we would have. What a great potential to see the lives of our children sown into. My greatest heart's desire is to see children come to know Jesus as I do. And if this is your desire, and it is the desire of our chaplains, would you like to be involved? Watch this video now and see these guys for yourself and the fruitful ministry that they're doing.
Each chaplain brings a unique side to the chaplaincy story, depending on their school and their own personality. The way that we respond to situations and the challenges that we find and the things that encourage us are all quite different. And so talk to the chaplains and find out.
Struggling with growing up and finding what it means to be a man, when they're struggling with things like violence. And I get those opportunities to talk to those boys and encourage them to become real men rather than, I guess, dishonourable men.
If there's a problem, the staff get alongside me and say, you know, so-and-so is having a struggle this week with whatever, could you take them aside and spend time with them and help them out? And so it's been really rewarding that way.
I had one lately, a little girl in, and the other day she came into breakfast to get a foot prayed for, and we prayed the week before, and she told the kids and me that she had learned that it's much better to pray than to worry about things. That just topped off my year this year.
I found my eyes filling with tears at times sitting with a child who was just so sad about her grandfather having died a whole year ago. There was so little I could say to her, but I could sit there and just cry with her, really.
We were going to enter into the belly cart derby, so we taught the boys how to use hacksaws and how to use files and how to wreck bikes for parts, and we sort of built 3 belly carts out of bits of bikes and bits of RHS tube, and you name it, we used it. The main thing with the belly carts, of course, is learning how to get on and how to relate and how to work together as a team.
Come up to me in the playground and said, how come you love the name Jesus Christ so much? Isn't it just a swear word? And they might ask, is God really alive? Is Jesus Christ real? Did he really die on the cross? And how do we know these things are true? It's been really encouraging to see them, after a little chat, go away with a smile on their face and some hope in their heart.
On behalf of the Sapphire Schools Ministry Board and the chaplains, I just want to thank you for those of you that took the time to watch this video. Isn't it great to see what God is doing in our schools? We committed at the beginning of this process with the government to continue the work that we were doing in the schools. Before the government gave out funding, we were able to fund 2 chaplains for 4 days a week. We've realised that our funding is 50% lower than it used to be. One of my greatest fears is that when the government decides that this role is no longer important, that this role will just cease. And we believe, and the board believes, that this commitment to children need chaplaincy. So if you could just prayerfully consider this, maybe God will challenge you, like he has me personally, to support this worthwhile ministry in our schools and in our town.
School chaplaincy is cutting-edge ministry.
There is no bigger exposure to students to any group of the population in Inverell for Christianity than through school chaplaincy.
Back in my day, it was unheard of. I mean, for the church to have a representative in every school in the town and district was something that we could never have even dreamed of.
When you're in a class with about 20 or so kids and somebody's having a really bad day or something's happened in their own personal life, you just need someone to be able to come alongside them, hear their story, listen to them and be able to help them communicate their feelings.
We are part of the school community as a whole. We're not here just to talk about Jesus, or we're here to build relationships with people and to be a witness in a way that just shows that Christians are normal people.
The majority of children are unchurched and not from Christian homes, so we really value your prayers and your support. We really need it because it can be a very challenging environment.
A lot of our morals in our society stem from the Bible and from God's teaching. And so I think We have to maintain that presence, otherwise the system continues to slowly degrade.
I think there is a real understanding in our culture that losing the spiritual dimension from our culture is a bad thing, and lots of these kids need some positive role models and need positive spiritual input.
I've really come to realise that there are so many kids out there with problems, and it's not just teenagers. They start from a young age, there's broken homes, they just have all sorts of issues going on that young kids shouldn't really have to deal with at their age.
Because at the end of the day, that is what I would most like to see happening. Well, that's kids learning that putting their trust in Jesus is the most important decision they can make.